Okay, so hi everyone. I think that should have solved the streaming issues. I just ended and kind of restarted the stream, cause that. But I know most people, I think in general, watch uh, the video anyways. Um, so basically, but anyways, we'll keep doing the stream and then but so, anyways, one of the things we want to do is kind of add snowtail data, and uh, and so yeah, we kind of diverted from some of these last week to kind of refactor the code to be able to run uh, with the with the continuous integration, and that was good. But at this point, we really do want to, I think, write code to add some of the snowpack data. So, because that's what one of the main goals. Kind of what we did last week was more uh, beginning to start on some of the code data. Um, so, one of the ways to do that is the government has certain data called snowtail data, and it's actually I haven't been able to find any documentation for an API for it. There was this. I think this was fairly old code on GitHub. Let's see. Well, not that old, but it's written in Ruby. So, anyways, but it looks like this might be usable for our purposes, depending on what it says. And again, like a lot of the snowtail data, um, well, this is obviously kind of really domain specific, but this process of essentially going and exploring, uh, whether it's internal documentation of various APIs that are internal at your company, or it's APIs that are uh, public APIs like this. It's definitely something you'll probably be doing a lot when constructing a data set. And I've done it before, but really a lot of data work, I'd say, is, I mean, it's obviously debugging your own pipelines, but also reading documentation for other APIs. So, anyways, with that said, um, powder line stations. Um, okay, so this actually looks pretty useful. Definitely, um, a lot more useful than anything I saw in the government actually has. So, get okay. So they even provide some example URLs. Though unfortunately it looks like it's not working. So let me go back here. I'm logged into GitHub on one browser, but not the other. Are any of these working? So it looks like these people were hosting an application on Heroku. Well, interestingly, this is for skiing, but as we know, particularly in the mountain states, as the snow melts, it fuels the rivers. So let's see. Powder. Not what it is. Shit, I was actually hoping that would work. because I know I don't want to be debugging the government stuff. So yeah, apparently this was running until Heroku got rid of kind of a free tier or something. I haven't used Heroku in a long time, but it looks like unfortunately it is down. Now I haven't programmed in Ruby in, speaking of which, in a very long time. But I'm gonna look at some of this logic and see if I could port this to Python or what else? Views, assets. Shit, that's not it. Check in on the stream. So issues, response code 503. Okay, so yeah, we just viewed that. So info. I snow sites txt. I don't think this even has all of them. Let's see. Node.js. So someone create a Node.js version of that. Maybe that's working. So let's see if that works. Does that actually seem to work? Does it? Okay. So that actually seems to be working, which is good. No, okay, so that's routes. You can tell I haven't really programmed in either of these in a while. I'm just trying to see if there's something. How they're constructing the URL. So that actually looks similar, yeah, to the URL I was looking at before. Like if you go to a URL here, so yeah, I mean a lot of people. So yeah, it looks like they were kind of generating something similar to that. So yeah, I mean that does look useful, but part of the problem sometimes, particularly with these smaller things, is then they could go down, but the other thing about Snowtel is it's only for the western U.S. states. There isn't any for, like, I mean, obviously these states here are not going to have snow anyways, really. There are actually some higher elevations in Carolina, Virginia might, but I mean, you're missing like the snow for these gauges, so that is one problem with it. Can I quickly see for eastern states? I mean, snowmelt doesn't play as big of a role in eastern states, of course, but it definitely plays some role, Like, I know in Maine, for instance, where I live, we don't have like big mountains and huge snowfall, but we do have some mountains, and when the snow melts, it definitely fuels streams flow. Snow, let me try something. Because yeah, I have no idea if it snow water equivalent. Because yeah, I mean there are a lot of states too where I think it definitely plays a role. I mean obviously the western states are the biggest, but it's not like it doesn't matter at all out in the east. Current snow depth. Oh, can I get historic snow water equivalent? Okay, in any case, so this is something that as we're looking we might document in a separate thing. So 2.0 replicating results. What's going on there? So we'll add a new page here. And if you document some of this as you're writing and researching, it's a lot easier. So western states. So we know western states we can rely. So for western states we know we can use Snowtel. So for this there seems to be an API. Powderlines.js. And yeah, so but what about eastern / Midwest states? So we don't really know yet. So yeah, we should look into that. And then we'll also add the temples thing. recorded on you just say recorded daily. So for that, stream still working? Okay, so the stream status is saying poor. We'll go back here, I think. So I'm just trying to find where I had those maps again. Oh yeah, so yeah, obviously there's none now. So how would I do this as an API call? Okay, but if we went back, say, to really, there was 0 snow on the 6th. That's weird. I definitely think there was snow by then. Or I thought I remember there being snow by then. Now the map's all fucked up. Okay, there. Okay, so if you drew a map for maybe each state, that might be useful. I don't know. It's saying 2.2. Okay, so snow water equivalent. Could also do snow depth, apparently. I don't get how this is shaded too, because I'm not really seeing. Yeah, I mean it's doing numbers, but I don't really see it shading. In any case, okay, in any case, I mean, I don't know how useful this would be. Snow, water, equivalent. Okay. Okay, so the basic thing that I'm seeing though is there doesn't to be central. So, but maybe historical maps with snow coverage. I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I don't see any easy answer about that. But I mean, there is a fair amount of data with the SNOTEL, but it would just obviously be better if we had some snow water equivalent data for the rest of the country, because clearly it does probably make an impact. Going back to the SNOTEL data though, I don't know per se how this would how reliable this API is. But for now it does seem to be working. Something to keep in mind too, particularly with using kind of locally built APIs from not major sources, is they can go down at random times, and that can sometimes break your pipeline and cause it to fail completely. So obviously that one app already did break, so if you had built kind of your pipeline around that, then it would have gone down. This one's currently running, but the question is for how long. So Okay, yeah, I don't want to use that. Why do I keep doing that? So we can go back to scraping functions. So I probably actually make this a new one. I'm gonna open, or actually I'll do a new window. And let's see, Riverflow notebooks. So yeah, I think it would be good to call this something else. Snow, water, or wait, let's see. I'll see how the stream is doing too. Okay, it keeps not running that well, the stream. So we might actually make this a shorter episode too, just because the internet's not working anyways. So I'm probably gonna have to upload this as a separate video. Oh, so that's the metadata, I think. So this was another link I found. Oh, this is only April 1 though. Okay, that's not very useful at all then. Some of this data. So yeah, never mind, that one wasn't useful. Okay. So we can use this API. So yeah, for now I guess I'll use this. Again, it may fail in the future, in which case we'd have to try to make the pipeline work. The other thing is this is on the Snowtel is on a daily basis. So I think when we construct that CSV, you know, we'll have to just fill everything for that one day with the one value. Or, I don't know. So that's actually a good question of how to fill those values, because since it's a different periodicity, what to do with kind of the intermediate ones. But yeah, let's just keep documenting for now. So it looks like snow depth, change in snow depth, air temperature observed. So we'll just add these. Returns JSON data. So this is basically what we returns. Obviously, actually I don't really like that from a dictionary perspective, because like, you know, if I go to load this and this is a long string to ask for, I'm really tired. But in any case, that looks like the format. request parameters, closest stations. Oh, so we might actually use that too, because we need to find, I think, the closest closest stations, obviously, to our point, to our gauge logical service. Actually, USGS, I wonder if the USGS has something about snow water equivalent. That's Colorado snowpack. I mean, there seems to be a lot for western states, which I guess, of course, is understandable. But I mean, obviously, I know for a fact, in most Midwest and Eastern states, it at least affects the stuff a little. I mean, particularly in the spring months. But, current snow water. The internet's really kicking out again. That seems to be a PDF file. And this is about Snowtel again. Why is this all about western basins? NRCC. So this looks like a more kind of like monthly, like, yeah, they only do it, like, it looks like twice a month at most, which isn't really what we want. Okay, daily temperature maps. Daily northeast. Okay, anyways. Oh, that's not that. No, this is all Colorado. Okay, I guess there is no real. Well, we already concluded there isn't a real equivalent. Okay, so Yeah, I don't know why they don't have other states. I think they could like at least add New England or like that area or the Midwest. But no, this is all there. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it looks like for this, the most we might be able to do is snow tell for the western states, and then for the eastern states, um, Midwest snow pack data, snow water equivalent. Maybe the Midwest has something. Um, okay, so I guess though, um, yeah, so there doesn't seem to be anything great for the Midwest. Um, okay, so maybe these maps would work. I don't know for sure. But we can see, and then yeah, I think we'll keep this like a pretty short episode. Um, cause since the stream isn't working well anyways. But yeah, I should be back more. I actually have a hoping to get this paper done, describing kind of the improved data set by the climate change workshop. So, which is the due date for those papers is later in September. So I'll definitely probably be back later this week. Um, but yeah, right now it seems like the stream isn't even really running right, and yeah, so it's been hard to do things, but yeah, I'll edit this video and before over the next couple days, just in case it isn't posting it right. Um, so yeah, some of this is actually useful. I don't know how per se I'd do like an API with it, but oh yeah, so that might be useful. Some images. Okay. In any case, yeah, yeah, definitely it's not streaming well right now anyways. So yes, no depth. Yes, so this could be useful. In case, yeah, I'll be back probably maybe even tomorrow, but yeah, that will be, I think that will be it for now.